Hi guys, and welcome to the Family Fudge. I'm Jennifer, and today for What's for Dinner Wednesday, I'm making another family favorite, kid-friendly recipe. I'm making cheesy chicken and rice with broccoli. So stay tuned and I will show you how to make it. Now this recipe is very similar to one that my mom used to make when I was growing up. And my brothers and I, we used to love it. But I think we probably loved it because it had a lot of cheese. Now in my version of this recipe, we do use a lot of cheese, but we don't use any cans of soup. So no cream of chicken or no cream of mushroom or anything like that. I've kind of simplified the recipe and lightened it up a bit. Oh yes, but before we get started, if you're not already subscribed, please hit that red subscribe button because I like to share a new recipe every Wednesday. And if you are subscribed, you could also hit the notification bell. That way you'll be notified every time I upload a video. Now we can get started. Here's what you're going to need. Chicken is the star of this dish. I have about 1.5 pounds of boneless, skinless chicken breast that I've diced into bite-sized pieces. I'm gonna cook my chicken in about 3 tablespoons of olive oil. To this, I'm going to add 1 small onion and I'm gonna finely dice it. And then there's the garlic. You're gonna want between 2 to 3 cloves of garlic and you're gonna wanna crush it up. But in my family, we love garlic, so I'm going with 3. And then of course we have the broccoli. I'm using about 2 to 2.5 cups of fresh broccoli, and I'm gonna chop this up pretty small. For the rice, I'm using a 1 cup of uncooked white rice. I'm also using 2.5 cups of low sodium chicken broth, 1/2 cup of sour cream, 2 to 3 cups of shredded cheddar cheese, and your salt and pepper. Now we're gonna cook this whole dish in 1 skillet, so make sure your skillet is large. I'm gonna start by adding my olive oil. To this, I'm gonna add all of my finely diced onions, and I'm gonna saute these onions until they've softened. The next step is to add your chicken. But before I do this, I'm going to turn up my heat slightly to more of a medium-high heat. At this point, I'm gonna go ahead and add my salt and pepper. Now this is to your taste, of course, but I'm gonna start with 1/2 teaspoon of salt and 1/4 teaspoon of pepper. And then I'll taste it at the end to see if I wanna add any more. Now once the chicken is browned, I'm gonna go ahead and add my crushed up garlic and saute for 1 more minute. Now here comes the strange part. I'm actually gonna push my chicken and my onions to one side of the pan. And on the empty side, I'm gonna add 1 more tablespoon of olive oil. To the olive oil side, I'm gonna add my uncooked rice. I'm gonna saute the rice in the olive oil for just a few minutes, and I'm gonna constantly stir to make sure my rice doesn't burn or stick. Next up is the chicken broth. I'm gonna add all of our chicken broth to our pan and stir everything until combined. Once this is boiling, you're gonna reduce the heat and cover it with a lid. Now I actually don't have a lid for my really large skillet, so I'm gonna use a cookie sheet instead. Once covered, you're gonna cook the chicken and rice mixture for about 12 minutes. And I'm gonna come back every few minutes and stir it up just to make sure it's not sticking. After about 12 minutes, you can go ahead and remove the lid and add in all of your broccoli. Give it a good stir, and then put the lid back on. Now let this cook for another 8 to 10 minutes, or until the broccoli and the rice are tender. At this point, you're gonna wanna remove your lid and stir in all of your sour cream. Now at this point, I also like to very carefully give it a taste for seasoning, and to make sure that my rice is not crunchy. The last step is the cheese. Just sprinkle all of your cheese over the top and let it melt. Doesn't that look delicious? Okay friends, if you like this video, could you please give it a big thumbs up? And don't forget to subscribe if you're not already. Also, let me know in the comments down below if you have any childhood favorite recipes that you've reinvented for yourself. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.